Well, hello everyone, Charlie Vogelheim back with you. Hey, I'm in Detroit all week and I've got an opportunity to talk to one of the great journalists in the auto industry, Paul Eisenstein. He's a publisher of the DetroitBureau.com. Paul, thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Charlie, good to be with you as always.
Paul, we've spent this week seeing some great new products at the Detroit Auto Show. There's a lot of optimism here in Detroit. How do you see it?
Well, it's not just Detroit. There's optimism in the industry, and there should be. We saw a slowdown last year, which scared a lot of folks. You saw some concerns raised that maybe we'd be going into a double-dip recession. Of course, we had a lot of concerns about what was happening overseas that could short-circuit the industry. But the great thing is 2011 ended on a real up note. And across the board, there were only a couple of real problems, two makers in particular. Honda and Toyota had some setbacks. And beyond that, we're seeing some very positive things going forward. Just an aside, we're even seeing a lot of hiring in the auto industry. This industry seems to be actually helping drive the American economy at a time that it really could use some good news.
Well, there's nothing like the car industry to get involved in driving something, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Hey, when we've had these downturns, really dark days in this industry, but they've continued to develop cars. Now, obviously, when an automaker cuts back on spending, if they cut back on R&D, then we don't see anything new coming at these auto shows. How did you view the auto show this year in Detroit?
Well, it wasn't the biggest auto show that we have seen. If you go back and check from the boom years, we saw sometimes as many as 65, 70 new products. It was probably about 15 or 20 short of that. Some big names were missing this year. We didn't see anything from Infiniti, for example. A number of the luxury makers were not present. In fact, maybe not even in town like Jaguar and Land Rover. But when you look at the significance of what we saw, that was really where the differentiation was. In fact, one of the things that I think you could take away, hasn't been talked much about this show and what's happening in the industry more broadly, is the fact that this time around the industry seems to be playing a very different game. For example, we saw manufacturers continue to put a lot of money into R&D even during the downturn. That's a big change. And thus, we're coming out of a recession. We're not even out of it. We're just coming out, and we're already seeing some major product that might have in the past been pushed back or cut back, so we wouldn't be getting as good product as we are. We're also seeing, just in general, a real discipline in the industry that we might not have seen before. As the makers started to see the possibility of getting some business built back up again, we might have seen a lot of scrambling, heavy spending on incentive dollars that would have, of course, destroyed profits at a time when the industry could use some cash in the bank more than they've ever done before. So all these things are really good signs that the industry is getting its act together. Now, the nice thing is that it's really good for all the stakeholders, whether you are a shareholder hoping to see profits go up or you're a consumer waiting to see that next big breakthrough product, whether it's the next generation Ford Fusion or the Honda Accord, which of course we saw a concept version of.
Two of the cars that we saw at the auto show that really stand out for you. A couple others real quick that the dealers should be excited about, new products coming down.
Okay, so we have the Ford Fusion. On the other side, we see the Lincoln MKZ. In the past, they have been essentially identical vehicles, just a few things changed, like their badges and their grills. This time, all new sheet metal separating the two. Some significant things, like, for example, the MKZ will be offering an all-new, industry first, retractable glass roof. That's something to be watching for. We haven't seen it operate yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. The Nissan Pathfinder shows that almost everybody is moving in the direction going away from traditional SUVs to car-based crossovers. And then, of course, everybody was waiting to see the NSX. Oh my gosh, one of the hot new designs. I had a chance to get a sneak peek about a month earlier, and I was just as excited seeing it again on the show floor this time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the production model.
You did a good job keeping tight-lipped. I was trying to get the information out of you when you saw it the first time, and you wouldn't tell me anything. But yeah, it certainly was a hit of the show. Any concerns as we go into the 2012? Anything that's still in the back of your mind we need to take care of?
Oh, obviously the questions are what will happen with the economy more than anything else. We don't know. Right now it's looking good, but some people think that what we're seeing right now is pent-up demand, a burst of people just buying cars because they finally had their other vehicles wear out. If all we're seeing is pent-up demand, well, it could fade and we could see a softer spring and summer and see this industry start to recede, not to gain ground. I honestly believe that the numbers we're seeing, that 13.8 million forecast, most people seem to be agreeing on. I have a feeling that we're going to see more than that. I would not be surprised to see this year end at 14 million or above. And
wow.
So we'll have to see who owes a beer to one another on that, Charlie.
We'll get the dealers on that right away. Paul, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate you sharing your insight, and it's great insight.
My pleasure being with you.
Okay, bye.